free money from the DWP. It's true. Thousands of UK pensioners are about to receive a £216 boost this November, but there's a catch. Only those on certain benefits will see it hit their accounts. Let's find out if you're on the list. The Department for Work and Pensions, or DWP, is behind this upcoming £216 payment. It's part of the winter fuel payment system, a long-running scheme designed to help older people with heating costs during the coldest months. Every winter, millions of pensioners receive the winter fuel payment, which usually ranges from £100 to £300 depending on age and household circumstances. But this year, there's a twist. The DWP is once again including an extra payment called the Pensioner Cost of Living Payment, worth up to £300. This bonus is being added automatically to the winter fuel payment. That means, if you're eligible for the winter fuel payment, you could receive between £200 and £600 in total this November or December depending on your situation. And for some pensioners who receive specific 5DWP benefits, this adds up to around £216 of free support landing in their accounts this month. So, let's talk about who's actually getting it. The DWP has confirmed that pensioners receiving certain benefits will automatically qualify for this one-off support payment. The 5 main benefits connected to this extra help are 1. State pension, 2. Pension credit, 3. Attendance allowance, 4. Carers allowance, 5. Disability living allowance or personal independence payment. If you're on any of these and you meet the basic winter fuel payment conditions, the money will come to you automatically. There's no need to apply, no forms to fill, and no calls to make. Now, let's make sense of that £216 figure, because you might be wondering, I thought the payment was £200 or £300, not £216. Where does that number come from? Here's how it works. The standard winter fuel payment varies depending on your age and whether you live alone or with someone else who also qualifies. For example, most pensioners aged 66 to 79 receive £200. Those aged 80 or over receive £300. But when the pensioner cost of living payment is added on top, and when adjustments are made based on shared households, some totals come out to around £216, £300, £400, or even more. So when you hear about a £216 payment, it's referring to the average top-up amount many pensioners on benefits are set to receive this month as part of the combined winter fuel and cost of living package. And here's the good news: if you qualify, you don't need to lift a finger. The DWP has already started processing payments for November and December. Most pensioners will receive theirs automatically into their bank accounts before Christmas. The payment will appear with a reference like DWP WFP or Winter Fuel Payments, so keep an eye out for those words on your statement. If you got the winter fuel payment last year and your circumstances haven't changed, you'll get it again this year automatically. Simple as that. But what if you've recently reached pension age or started claiming one of the qualifying benefits? Then you might still get the payment, but timing matters. To be eligible, you must have been born on or before 23 September 1958, and you must have been living in the UK or certain European countries during the qualifying week, which was 16th to 22 September 2024. That week determines who's on the list for the winter fuel payment and its additional cost of living bonus. If you moved on to pension credit or another qualifying benefit after that week, you might not receive the payment this time, but you could qualify next winter. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate why this payment matters so much. For many older people, the months of November and December bring real financial pressure. Energy bills climb, and although wholesale gas prices have eased a bit, household costs are still far higher than they were a few years ago. Add in inflation on food, transport, and essentials, and it's easy to see why even a few £100 can make a huge difference. In fact, according to Age, UK nearly 2.1 million pensioners live in fuel poverty, meaning they struggle to heat their homes to a safe temperature. That's why these payments are not just bonuses, they're a lifeline. They help pensioners stay warm, healthy, and financially stable through winter. But here's where it gets interesting. The £216 payment isn't the only support coming this winter. It's part of a larger package of DWP, help designed to shield vulnerable households from the cost of living crisis. Here's what else is rolling out around the same time. £299 cost of living payment for those on income-related benefits, such as pension credit, universal credit, or income support. Cold weather payments, £25 for every 7-day period where temperatures stay below zero in your area. Warm home discount, offering £150 off electricity bills for eligible low-income households. And yes, pensioners can qualify for more than one of these. So, if you receive the winter fuel payment plus pension credit, you might be getting both the £216 top-up and the £299 cost of living payment, a total of over £500 in support this winter. Let's make it real with an example. Meet George and Elaine, a retired couple living in Manchester. Both are in their early 70s, receiving the state pension and a small amount of pension credit. In November, they'll receive £200 each from the winter fuel payment, £300 as the pensioner cost of living top-up, and a potential £299 cost of living payment through pension credit. Altogether, that's nearly £1,000 heading their way before Christmas money that can go toward heating, groceries, and everyday essentials. That's how powerful these schemes can be when they overlap. But here's a key detail that many people overlook: not everyone automatically qualifies for the full support package. If you're eligible for pension credit but haven't applied yet, you could be missing out on hundreds of pounds every month, and possibly the winter fuel payment too. Pension credit isn't just extra income, it's a gateway benefit. It unlocks other help like free TV license for over 75s, council tax reductions, cold weather payments, and automatic eligibility for the winter fuel payment. Right now, thousands of pensioners who could claim it haven't often because they assume they don't qualify. Even if your savings are a bit higher or you own your home outright, it's still worth checking. The DWP says over 800,000 older people are missing out. A simple phone call to the pension credit helpline or an online application could make a big difference, not just for this year, but every year. Now, let's talk timing, because people always ask, when exactly will I get the money? Payments usually begin in early November and continue through December. Most people will have received theirs by Christmas Day. If you haven't received it by January 26, 2025, the DWP advises contacting the Winter Fuel Payment Center. Again, you don't need to apply if you've received it before it will come automatically. But if it's your first time, or your situation has changed, such as moving abroad, changing banks, or switching benefits, then it's worth double-checking your details.